So let's start with the Mexican general culture. So on the timing and scheduling, the people in Mexico works a little bit different than the people in the US. I mean, obviously in other countries. So the working hours, usually the window, the time frame for that is between 8 a.m. until 9 p.m. So this is the time that the people work in the different regions or different industry. That not means that work straight all the hours, but that means that some kind of industry works at 8, some kind could be at 9, mostly at 9, obviously, and some of them a little bit late. And then in the afternoon, same thing. So the earliest people leaves the job around 6 or 7, so mostly 7:30 is the most common time hours just to work. As well, it's a custom in Mexico to take a long lunch break. It's dependent of industry as well, but usually the break lunch is around 2 hours, hours and a half, 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and a half. So scheduling a meeting in Mexico, it's always an interesting issue. So Mexico is not known as for their punctuality in terms of be on time and some appointments or meetings. Just to let you know that. So. On the language and communication, verbal communication, it's more more common than written communications. So Mexican people we're people like phone calls. We for sure we send through reading, through email, all the main topics of the conversation. But anytime that you want to find someone, just call them. So on that, it's a formal people and respect. Where very very formal people. That the relationship is based on business direct. It's just based on honest and honestly and with warmer relationships. That is one of the important things to talk about the Mexican culture. On the language, always is a warmer way to communicate, whatever is the kind, just by call, just by maybe some emails, or of course in persons. So and the communication is very visual. The presentations are important. The people in Mexico are very, very visual. So they communicate with the body as well. We will see. So language main for sure is in Spanish. However, English is starting to be a very common language for business. These are used for US or foreign countries. So after 2000 and further years, so most of the people that the public and private university they teach English as a main language as well. So it's coming to be more and more a common to speak in an English. So on the body language, this is important as well, because the body language for you can find in Mexican people, there will always be smile, eye contact, some face expressions, hand movements, especially when they are talking a foreign language. Even when we are to speak Spanish, but this is very, very important, because the kind of culture is just too open. It's very open and very kindly. So the people likes to feel that kind of warmer in a culture, and it means friendship, relationship, business, whatever. So at the beginning, it's pretty common shake hands with a firm grip. At the introduction, the first met. So Mexicans, you will feel a firm grip at the time, every time that you meet someone. As well, it's pretty common that at the end, after a presentation, at the end of business, when the business is completed, or after meeting, it's pretty common a short left hug. In the left side, it's very funny, because just Mexico has a short hug in the left side. Many other countries could be in the right side. but with Mexican always do in the left side. And it's pretty common that that short hug it's become every time that you meet someone, and then after every time you see him, is not only the shake, the firm grip on shake hands. It's just that this left short hug, right? So on the business relationship, we maintain a close business relationship, which means verbal or written, but much verbal. Again, warm communication, so not cold. We are not people like a cold communications. On that side as well, usually are long-term relationships. We are not people that short-term relationship. Every time that you make the business with someone, you will become a friend. People very well received, and that will be considered in the business relationship. Loyalty is a key. After an agreement, every time that the Mexican people, give you your word, they will maintain their word. Doesn't matter that something different on the process on the business. If you do a deal with that, they will maintain the word as much. It's a loyalty is the key for Mexican business. Corporate culture. We are starting to be developed on the corporate culture. Many of the companies are mid or small companies. It's not big companies. So we're learning about that. However, foreign companies established in Mexico, they create their own culture corporate with their employees. The Mexican companies, it just depends on the size, but they're starting to join in that kind of culture. Values, mission, family, standard policies, training, and of course, the business expansion for that. On the side of meals and meetings, breakfasts are, for Mexico between 10 and 9, sometimes even late at 9. Lunch is between 2 and 4. That's the pretty most common hours to go to lunch. Dinner, it's interesting. Dinner is starting at 8 and sometimes starting at 10, 9:30. It's a pretty common, time to people in the southern border go to dinner. So the best time to schedule a morning meeting, it's at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. in the morning, it's a pretty good time. So you can find, that the best time to schedule an afternoon meeting, it's at 4. So a very common thing is that when you're done or completed a business, or you have a business presentation or some introductions just to try to make a deal, it's pretty common that go to dinner, especially when you're win-win business for both sides. It's let's celebrate with a dinner, and be aware that the dinner will be start maybe no earlier than 8, so maybe 9, 8:30 as much early. So until 9 it's okay, and could be extended for around 11 or maybe midnight if could possible, with a couple of tequilas or beers or whatever other drink. So it's a great celebration for that, for the culture, for a closer business and start a relationship. What to wear? Where it's a business casual. For business, we're very visual. It's no denim, it's a business casual. It's pretty okay for most of the country. And largest city and the central area of Mexico, tie and suit. So it's pretty common. In the north of the country, it's pretty hot, so we're not used too often tie and suit. And in the south is most common, business casual, linen, something like that. So more relaxed.